गणेशाय नमः। ॐ श्री सरस्वत्यै नमः। ॐ श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। ॐ सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्परां। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादं शङ्करं लोकशङ्करं। शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः। समस्तजनकल्याणे निरतं करुणामयं नमामि चिन्मयं देवं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरम्। ॐ श्री सद्गुरुभ्यो नमः। ध्यायामि चिन्मयानन्दं गुरुदेवं महामतिं प्रेमपूर्णं क्रियाशीलं सदा लोकहिते रतं कृपालुं सुन्दराकारं समर्थं सत्यदर्शिनं वाचा तत्त्वप्रकाशिन्या शोकमोहविनाशिनम्। ॐ श्री चिन्मय सद्गुरवे नमः। Hari Om. We are here today to understand why we are here today. Generally, we have come across many people who kept on asking, I don't know why I am here. And all the situations that they come across, they always question, why me? Why should I be penalized? Why should all the problem comes only to me, not to my neighbor? And very interesting people suddenly conclude. What is the conclusion? The conclusion is, it is my fate. Bhagavan has written everything in my forehead, nobody can change. My prarabdha. Like this, we have found many people talking. So we thought we will take up this as a very important topic for discussion today. The topic which is given is called Laws of Karma, not L-O-W-S, I mean L-O-S-S, it is L-A-W-S, Laws of Karma. Param Pujya Gurudev, Swami Chinmayanand Ji, would call it as the doctrine of action. The laws of karma are very, very precise in nature. The first point is, we cannot stay without action. Bhagavad Gita says, Nahi kaschit kshanamapi jatu tishtati akarmakrit karyate hi avashak karma sarva prakriti jaihi gunaihi. Sarva prakriti jaihi. Those which are born in this globe, all jivarashis cannot but work, cannot but perform action. In case somebody is not performing, then the understanding is either the person is in coma state or it is just a body lying. Reason? Every living organism must function. Again, if I can draw one of the beautiful statements of Param Pujya Gurudev, Swami Chinmayanandaji. Action is the signature of life in an organism. Therefore, we have no choice whether to act or not to act. But we definitely have a choice how to act, with what attitude to act. And the laws of karma is completely with reference to these two factors. How to act, with what attitude to act. In the law of karma, there are some very, very important principle which governs the very life of a person. And these principles are so perfect in its nature that you will understand by the end of this session, you will know why you are here. And you will also know what has brought you here and what is this condition in which you are here. All these are very beautifully explained in our Shastras in the form of laws of karma. Primarily, the laws of karma or rather karma are of two types. The results of karma expressed as drishta karma and adrishta karma, or rather drishta karma phalam or adrishta karma phalam. When I say drishta karma and adrishta karma, what do I mean? Drishta is visible, those which are visible in nature, and the other one is not visible in nature. When we say drishta phalam, the results which are visible, we have nothing much to talk about it is, because it is so vivid. I will give you a simple example. Let us suppose I am fat, obese. Then when I go to a doctor, the doctor says, Swamiji, you have to take certain decisions. What are the decisions? You must first have proper diet control. Then you must also perform yoga and exercises. I accept. I say, doctor, please guide me. I am ready to do it. So the doctor says, early morning, perform these little yoga. These are the exercises which you have to perform. And during the day, please follow these diet principles, which will definitely give you a good result. So what do? I decide to wake up early morning and perform the prescribed exercises very regularly, consciously, sincerely, with perseverance and with dedication and conviction. I perform my exercises. Along with that, I also follow proper diet control. Then, what is the result? The result is my physical body becomes slimmer. Slimmer, when I say, people think it is like one agarbatti kaddi with a cloth around. No. When I say slimmer, the body becomes healthier to that extent that unwanted extra fat goes away. This is Drishtaphalam, which can be seen. Instead, if I sit in the sofa and watch Sri Ramdev Ji's yoga karikrama daily, like how some of the women watch TV serials, very sincere. Like that, I watch Baba Ramdev Ji's yoga karikrama in TV. I won't become slim. I won't be healthy. So, in this case, when I perform the exercises, when I take up to my diet, the result is visible. When I say the result is visible, what do I mean? I can see myself removed from all the extra fat, and I can see myself healthier, and I look also healthy. This is Drishtaphala. And for this there is nothing much to talk. It's only a matter of performance. And Drishtaphalam can be applied to very many things. Examples are many. But the subject matter which we are going to deal today is of the other one, which is Adrishtaphalam. What is this Adrishtaphalam? That fruits of actions, karma phala, which are invisible in nature. And these invisible phalam are the ones which actually troubles many of us. We will see that. In the Shastra, there are two types of karma which is talked about. One is Shastra Vihita karma, and the other one is Shastra Nishedha karma, Nishiddha karma. Shastra Nishiddha karma, Shastra Vihita karma. And Shastra Vihita karma produces punyam, and Shastra Nishiddha karma produces papam. This punyam and this papam are such two words which everybody is actually scared of. To be more precise, punya phala and papa phala. Punya and papa, people talk so much about it. And it is so simple. Punya karma does not mean so many things I have to perform, dana I have to give, I have to go to Amarnath and come, Manasarovar and Kailash Yatra, Shabarimala, so many places going and coming, performing tremendous amount of yoga, the yajna yagadi karma. That alone, yes, it is punya phala. Yes, it is prescribed by Shastras. But frankly speaking, even in Nitya Swadharma Anushtanam is punya karma. What is that Nitya Swadharma Anushtanam? I perform my karma according to, please be very attentive, I perform my karma according to my varna and ashrama. With reference to varna and ashrama, those karmas which are prescribed in the Shastras when I perform, they are called punya karma. And those karma which is Shastra Nishiddha karma, which I am not supposed to do, which we actually do more, are called Papa Karma. Now see, how does this happen? Shastra Vihita Karma Punya Phala Punya Karma Punyam will definitely take me to a better way of life, and Papa Karma will definitely take me to a painful way of life. This Punya and Papa, which we have been talking a lot about, have very important factors which we have to understand. The results of Punya and Papa Karma very many times does not come immediately. People think the moment I do Punya Karma, I should get the result, which is not so. Punya Karma and Papa Karma have certain duration, certain gap. This gap is again not determined or defined. It can take any time it wants. I will give you a simple example for that. A small baby which has taken birth, let us say the baby has taken birth 1 month in advance. Then what does the doctor do? He puts the baby into the incubator. How long? As long as it is required for the baby to become enough to be brought out. Until then, until the baby is fit enough to be brought out, the baby will be kept in the incubator. This is one thing. Now look at certain other examples where the karma phala, whether it is punya karma or papa karma, the karma phala takes its own time. I will give you a very interesting example which happens in our ashram only. We have one Ajja who takes care of our natural garden. We don't have artificial garden. We have a natural garden where lot of fruits and flowers and vegetables, everything we grow here in our ashram. All are welcome to our ashram. In our garden, generally what our Ajja does is, at a particular given period of time, he will prepare the ground. He will dig the ground, change the mud at the layer, bring in some manure. Incidentally, we prepare our own manure. With all the waste materials, we prepare our own manure, organic. That manure he lays, mixes the mud with the manure, and one part of the specified area of land, he sows beans seeds. After that, he sows brinjal seeds. Next to that, he sows lady's finger, vegetable, those seeds he brings and he sows the seeds. After that, coriander, palak, soppu, all the other greens which we use for our cooking. He sows all the seeds. In fact, that particular day he was working from morning to evening. Otherwise, he works for a short period. And then he turns the mud, applies mud, then waters everything, and then he goes. within a matter of 5 days or 6 days, the beans starts sprouting, and in fact, the beans plant next within 1 week, about 8 inches of plants can be seen. Very fast growth. Very next to that was the brinjal seed. It never came up. I used to go around the garden and I used to feel very happy seeing the beans plants, whereas the brinjal plant never sprouted. So I thought probably all these pakshi which comes, they must have eaten, or the worms in the ground also might have eaten. Therefore we have lost brinjal plant and something like that. And then I could see small little coriander. All those things were coming, but the beans was very fast, the coriander was a little slow, and brinjal never came out. All of them were sowed on the same day, but the sprouting, the result of that is very different. Some of them very fast, some of them very slow. Similarly, our punya karma and papa karma fructifies its result in a different pattern. While the punya karma gives us pleasure, sukham, papa karma will definitely give us sorrow, pain. But the best part in it is, in spite of we knowing that punya karma gives me sukham and papa karma gives me dukkham, more often than not we see everywhere people performing those nishiddha karmas than vihita karma. And when a person dies, he has accumulated an amount of punya karma and an amount of papa karma. Now please note, when it comes to drishta phalam, we may take examples like Newton. What did he say? Every action has got an equal and opposite reaction. That is drishtam, you can see it. When it comes to adrishtam, you cannot see the phalam so easily. And before enjoying the results of the karma, if the man dies, then he carries with him the bundle of punya and papa karmas results with him, which he has to exhaust. Like for example, you have deposited an amount in the bank, your money. The deposited amount is to be withdrawn and spent. For what? For myself. In the case of punya and papa karma, when the man dies with the bundle of punya and papa, to exhaust that punya and papa, he has to take a birth. Therefore, punarjanma. In the Vedanta Shastra, Vedanta accepts and believes in punarjanma. There are so many people who don't believe in punarjanma. They will have their own questions to be answered. Whereas, here in Advaita Vedanta philosophy, we accept punarjanma. And there are so many examples to that. We will come to that when we come to that topic. We will come. To experience and exhaust the punya and papa karma bundle, you have to take punarjanma. Therefore, punarjanma takes place to every jiva. Jiva has to take punarjanma. There is no choice. Now, when the jiva, to exhaust that particular bundle of karma, if while it is taking a birth, what happens is, a part of it is exhausted, but a whole bundle of new punya and papa is collected. And that new punya and papa, among that a few is exhausted in this very janma, but what about the rest? The rest is again bundled up along with the previous bundle. Think. This punya and papa karma which is there gets accumulated at every janma. So the bundle was very small earlier in the beginning. Slowly the bundle has become huge. And there also, only a few of that bundle gets ready for exhaustion based on the current style of living. Based on the current style of living, a few punya and papa karma which is bundled up is made ready, and that readied bundle is given to you and sent as a rebirth. Now see, the bundle there is called sanchita karma. Sanchita means accumulated. Those accumulated papa and punya karma are called sanchita karma. Before continuing, let me remind you, we are using certain technical terms not to scare you, but to understand it more vividly. Sanchita karma, out of the bundle, a few of them is made ready, gets ready to given to you, then you take the next birth. This bundle of readied karma is called prarabdha. This word is very popular. People use it left, right and center because they only look at it as some, they say, Shiror Likhitam Rekha. Bhagavan had no other work to do. Go on manufacturing in crores and then make them sit in the front and go on writing on their forehead. What? Total tragedy. As though Bhagavan has no other work to do. He is unemployed because we don't want him. We are busy somewhere else. He is unemployed, no doubt, but he has got other work to do. He has no time to go on writing everybody's fate in the forehead. Never have that thought again. Prarabdha, now please be very attentive, are part of your own karma, not somebody's karma. Your own bundle is partially given to you for what? Now that has to be exhausted. Why only few has been given? Just as in the seeds, beans fructified very faster. Others are not yet ready. Similarly, some karmas are ready. So Bhagavan says, okay, now this is ready, take, go. Next janma you go. And in that janma, We are not worried about what has happened. We are not worried about what has been given to us. What do? We create more and more punya karma, more and more papa karma. We gather all of them. Among that, a few is again fructified there itself. But again, a huge bundle we again deposit to the bank. Then what happens? Sanchita karma becomes bigger and bigger, whereas prarabdha karma is smaller. And now comes the main point for this talk. Prarabdha karma is the karma which is responsible for your birth. And the same prarabdha karma is responsible for you taking a birth as a male or as a female. And it is responsible for you being a happy person or unhappy person. Whether you are a healthy person or unhealthy person. You come up with a lot of wonderful features in you, or you come with lot of pain in you. Even your parents, the atmosphere of the house in which you take birth, everything is decided by this bundle called prarabdha karma. Now think, you cannot complain why I took birth in this house. You cannot complain why this kind of parents are given to me. You cannot complain why am I living in such an atmosphere. You cannot complain because you have earned by your own karma this particular setup. This setup is otherwise called prarabdha karma. Now see, in this setup, the prarabdha karma also decides your duration of life. How long you will live. Earlier, or even now, I think that computer jatakam, if you give your date of birth, place of birth, time of birth, your jatakam comes out as a printout. Is it not? In that printout, they give so many aspects. In fact, they will give to 120 years. Please don't think that you will live for 120 years. That is machine. But your own prarabdha karma decides how long you live. Your own prarabdha karma decides how you live. In what circumstances you live. Swamiji, if everything is decided by the prarabdha karma, then what am I to do? What should I do? Here comes the most important. The present is the product of the past. I repeat, the present is the product of the past. What you do in the present with the experience of your past decides your future. I am repeating because it should enter your brain properly. Your present is the product of your past. And what you do in the present is decides your future. The present is a product of the past, but cause of your future. If this is understood. What you do now will decide the future, but what to do now is your decision. That is why prarabdha is one thing, purushartha is another thing. What is purushartha? Purushartha is my own effort. What is the effort there? The effort in deciding the attitude of my karma, the way of my action, and the perseverance in that particular action. This I alone have to decide. Nobody can decide. In the past, whatever I have done has given me this bundle. But now I can decide what can be my next bundle. There is a saying. It says, I have learnt it in Tamil because that was my mother tongue. Vidiyai madiyal vellalam. Vidhiyanna matiinda gellabahudu in Kannada they say. Mati means what? My intelligence. This faculty is given only to human beings so that with the intelligence we can shape our life. With intelligence I can modify my attitude and work in such a fashion that I don't carry a big bundle and attach it to the earlier one, but I learn and act to reduce my bundle. What do I mean by reducing the bundle? By reducing my raga dvesha, reducing my sukha dukkha, labha nashta, ninda stuti. These pairs of opposites are those which are life. But I can restrain myself, refine my thinking and not get entangled in them, which will cause the bigger bundle of punya and papa. Think. That ability I have. That capacity I have. That know-how I have. Now I'll ask you a question. All of us, every one of us know what is good, what is bad, what is right, what is wrong, what is pleasant, what is unpleasant, what is conducive, what is unconducive. This I must do, this I must not do, this I can do, this I need not do. So much of knowledge every one of us have. No exception. Even a person who is doing a wrong deed knows that he is doing a wrong deed. A person who is doing a nice and right karma knows he is doing the right karma. And when the attitude is tuned, then such a mind which has got the ability to tune the attitude and function appropriately according to one's own swadharma, such a person's, the very joy in him multiplies. Is it not? And here there is another set of people who know that these are not to be done. Nishiddha karma. Yet they perform the karma. Why? Born out of kama, raga, sanga, And these activities, the results that are produced becomes the very reason for my next birth. Therefore, if this is understood, I can definitely think and act according to that. Now tell me, don't I have that ability? In case I was doing wrong things, I have the ability, I have the knowledge to change. Don't we have? We have. अथ केन प्रयुक्तोऽयं पापं चरति पूरुषः अनिच्छन्नपि वार्ष्णेय बलादिव नियोजितः. Promoted by what? Ordained by what? Pushed by what? Driven by what? Encouraged by what? Provoked by what? Stimulated by what? Man performs a particular kind of deed. काम एषः, क्रोध एषः, रजोगुण समुद्भवः, महा अशनः, महापाप्मा, विद्धेनमिह वैरिणं, says Bhagavad Gita. Mahashanah, Mahapapma, they are the real enemies, not the external people. Don't ask for Rakshasas from outside. Don't become afraid of things outside. You have to be afraid of your own mind. The greatest Rakshasa available in this universe. Think. If this is understood, having gained the knowledge what is right and what is wrong, if I can apply that knowledge, implement that knowledge in my own day-to-day life, wherein I modify my actions, I mold myself, I place myself in such a place where there is no reason for any bad karma, there is no reason for any nishiddha karma, there is all possibilities for vihita karma. When I thus do that, I have promoted myself from where I am to where I am supposed to be. Think. I have the knowledge, but where is the energy coming from? The energy is nowhere else but from my own convictions. And these convictions are born out of my own analysis, my own reflections, my own contemplation. Everybody makes mistakes, but if I can take myself to rectify myself, then I have moved from Papa karma to Punya karma. Having thus molding myself, refining myself, when I visualize myself and come up in my thinking. What do you mean by coming up? Meaning I let go, I give up. With knowledge, I give up all those unwanted, irrelevant, useless, worthless, meaningless, unproductive, provoking karma. I give up and remain calm and quiet to collect all those energies and re-channelize my energy into proper vihita karma. This I can do. The ability I have. I have been taught. Every one of you. We have been taught. But earlier, because of the force of my raga dvesha, because of the force of my kama krodha and the rajoguna in me, I have been forced to perform these actions, but they can be modified, they can be cultured, so that the same action, the energy in it can be slightly changed, slightly diverted into good actions with seva bhava. When I do it, the energies therein will fructify as punya karma, and punya karma will definitely give me a better prarabdha. Please recall, punya, papa, together sanchita karma. From the sanchita karma comes the bundle of prarabdha. This bundle of prarabdha is decided by what? My own karma. That bundle, the more of punya karma is there, my prarabdha will be very good. If it is more of papa karma, my prarabdha will be real prarabdha. Therefore, the more good actions I do now, the more I accumulate punya karma. The more punya karma I accumulate, those punya karma, when it comes as prarabdha karma, it will come with such a beautiful atmosphere for me to grow further. What is this growth further? This growth is nothing but the inner growth, where I come to realize what is the real purpose of life. Think. Ratnakara, when as long as he was a dacoit, he never even thought of what he could ever be. It was one moment for Buddha, Narada rather, to come and change the very pattern of thinking. The same Ratnakara transformed to become a Valmiki. What are we short of? We are also capable, but he decided to change. We are still deciding to think. Therefore, the very important factor here is my quality and texture of thoughts that I entertain, which actually translates as action. When I thus change the quality and texture of my thoughts, my actions changes, and those actions accordingly becomes punya and papa. Now see, the more punya karma is there, extra punya karma comes, that positivity in me drives me towards positive way of life. Viveka Chodamani says, Manushyatvam mumukshutvam mahapurusha samshayaha ati durlabham. It is very difficult. But actually, it has been made difficult by what? Our own karma. So how do I change? I change to a better way of life, so that I get a Manushya Janma. Aren't we lucky now? We have already got the Manushya Janma. But Manushyatvam, we have to do it. We have to perform. So, we have a choice to become a Manushya Jiva, or being in Manava Sharira, we can also remain animals. That choice is also given. But with that faculty to choose, to discriminate, with our Viveka Shakti, we can choose the right kind of action, so that those right kind of actions can give us a better Punarjanma. Okay. Now, the next step in that Punarjanma is performing the right actions now with the prarabdha with which I have come, and exhaust to the maximum possible. And while I am living, those punya and papa karma what has been collected in this janma, which is still now there with me, it is not yet transferred to the main account, those are called agami. What is this agami? These agami karma are again the punya papa karma of my own. And if I don't fructify those during this janma, then they go and get merged with sanchita karma. Those karma which goes and merges with sanchita karma, if it is more of punya karma, my next janma will be of greater value. There will be a more opportunity for me to refine myself. Thus, sanchita karma, prarabdha karma and the agami karma are the three types of actions which are given to us. Now the next point. While we are living in this janma, sanchita cannot do anything. But with the bundle of prarabdha karma, what we have got now, we have a choice to enrich ourselves. When it is enriched with proper knowledge of our Vedas, then the very karmas performed in line with the Vedas, as prescribed by the Vedas, as given to us by the Gurus. When we follow, we have enriched our life with which we can slowly move forward. Where do we move forward? Where we can go towards the pinnacle of life, where there is no more Punarjanma. We can remove all of them, exhaust them clearly, exhaust them fully. In one Janma it is possible. How? Through Atma Vidya. Through Atma Jnanam, we can clear up everything. In the Sadhana Panchakam, Prarabdham tu iha bhujyatam, it was said. This Prarabdha karma, clear it up here. At the same time, don't accumulate again a huge bundle of punya and papa. Perform karma. How? Swadharma anushtanam. Perform the karma clearly, perfectly, diligently, righteously. And thus when we do, we have exhausted those karmas. There are no more extra karmas, and therefore there is no punarjanma. Right? This is one part. Now, sanchita, prarabdha, agami. Again goes back to sanchita. So the cycle is going on. If the cycle has to stop, the only way is to understand what is my true nature? Well, that comes into Vedanta. It is the curriculum, syllabus of Vedanta Shastra. Now we will not much deal with it. We have dealt enough. We will not deal with it right now. Right now our thinking is, why am I here? Now see, if I am born to a very wonderful parents, if my parents are so good, so wonderful, so conducive, I am living in such a beautiful home with wonderful wife and children and elders and youngsters, everybody, it is only because of my good karma. If I take birth into a rotten place with a very bad atmosphere, again it is my own karma. Because of my own karma. But the point here is, even though I might have taken birth in a wrong place in amidst wrong people, I still can remain right and I still can modify myself. Therefore, don't ever complain, why this to me? It is your own earnings. In the next Janma, so many people think, Swamiji, this Janma sakaitu. This Janma is enough. I think next Janma at least I should get a good birth, Swamiji. Who decides? Remember? My own karma decides what I will have to become in my next Janma. Therefore, think. Understand. Assimilate the idea that I alone am the cause for what I am today, and I alone will be the cause for what I will be tomorrow. If this is understood, this punarapi jananam, punarapi maranam, punarapi janani jatare shayanam. Iha samsare bahudustare. We don't have to come. We can pack up. We are unable to pack up and come again and again. This becomes the cycle of jivana of a jiva. Who is that jiva? Ajnani. An ignorant man who is ignorant of his own true nature, which is beyond the concept of janana, marana, jivana. It is possible. This cycle of janana, marana, jivana is because of, or called as, law of karma. So my own karma decides my jivana, not anything else. Not anything else, my own self. Now, the next point is very, very important in this karma theory. The law of karma, please be very attentive, it's a little technical. The law of karma is scientifically not proved. Why also I will tell you. It is scientifically not proved and scientifically not provable because it is adrishtam. Drishtam phalam, it is seen, it is known, therefore you can codify, you can note. This is not scientifically proved because punya papa karma is not visible, thank God. Let us suppose My punya papa karma is visible in front of me. Nobody will come anywhere near me. When I say me, I mean you for yourself. Think. It is invisible. Adrishtam. Therefore, it is not proved by science. Since it is not proved by science, it is not available anywhere else. Let us suppose, if it is proved by science, then immediately in the next academic year, you will find it in any of the textbook. Like law of relativity, law of gravity, law of karma. One textbook will come. But it is not seen, not visible. Therefore, not available in textbooks. Right? It is only acceptable through the Shastra and its teaching. The Shastra books and the teacher alone can give me the knowledge of karma. Think. Now, having understood this, now we should understand properly why it cannot be proved. And because it cannot be proved, do I reject it? No. We will see what are all the benefits of this karma so that we will understand why the world is like this. Now think. The benefits of accepting the law of karma. There are about 4 benefits. We will think about them. The first is the law of karma alone can explain the differences in this human life. I am not like what he is. I am not like what she is. I am not like what he is. I am not like what my neighbors are. And you will find each one of us are a specimen by themselves. Each one of us are unique in nature. Is it not? In your own home, your own children, your own parents and you have so much of variety. It is well explained with my fingers in my hand. Look at the 5 fingers in my hand. None of them are alike. Each one has its own features. Is it not? Similarly, every single one of us are different and unique, and why did it happen can only be explained by law of karma. Think. There are some people who are genius in themselves. There are other people who are very dull. The third is a very intelligent person. There is a fourth one who is very skillful. And there are some mathematical prodigies. There are some musical prodigies. Recently we saw some WhatsApp message had come. One little baby is playing with some toy. And there is a genius in music with so much of knowledge in ragas. She comes and sits down and she sings some alapana. Or some those saptaswara. And the child is playing. And suddenly the lady stops and Idyav raga, Kalyani, and then it continues to play. The child is undisturbed in playing, but at that little infant is able to recognize the raga. Think. How do you explain that? There are some very little boys who can solve a problem which is given to PhD holders. Like that, they solve the problem. How? You cannot solve it by bringing science in between. Science cannot explain. Think. Our own karma. The law of karma alone can explain the disparity, the differences, the varieties with which humans are born. There are some people who are born healthy, and there are some people who are born with so much of pain, so much of suffering, so much of physical abnormalities. And after they take birth, when they grow, when they are able to independently think, they suffer. Naan yen papa marde? What sin have I done? I have been given this kind of a birth. What papa have I done? I don't understand. You may not understand, but it is nothing but your own karma, which has come as karma phala. This only law of karma can give you. Only law of karma can explain this to you. Therefore, accept, understand, whatever you are today, it is only because of your own karma. Therefore, in fact, even science cannot bring genetics into picture. Even they cannot solve it. This is one aspect. That is, law of karma can only answer the disparity, the differences in human being. Science cannot. Right? Now the second one. The law of karma helps us. Now please be again very clear. The law of karma alone help us accepting all the painful experiences and remaining quiet, accepting the painful conditions with an understanding that my own karma is responsible for whatever suffering I am going through today. My own karma is responsible, not anybody else. If this is understood, then we again relate back to the prarabdha karma which is given to us with reference to our own past karmas. So, it is only law of karma which can give me the knowledge as to what I am having these conditions only because of my actions. Therefore, I must prepare myself to face and challenge it. In case you accept the law of karma properly, then you will never think that injustice is done to you. That's a very important point. It's very psychological. Properly you have to understand. Otherwise, the mind will be very, very bad. The mind will give you so much of pain. Understand this properly. If you accept this law of karma, then there is no injustice, because whatever pain and suffering which I am undergoing today, it is earned by me myself. Let it be anything. In case I don't accept law of karma, then what will happen? I will become very pessimistic because of my conditions. I will be very frustrated because of my conditions. I will be very negative in my approach because of the conditions. and what not. I may become a very strong atheist. No belief in God, no belief in good actions. I become an atheist and I will develop Rakshasa Guna. Why? Because I have no faith in the laws of karma. Think. Therefore, law of karma clearly indicates I am experiencing whatever today only because of my own past karmas. Next, in case there is a reason, then law of karma has no place. Law of karma comes into being only when the reason is unknown. Thus, law of karma works as a fantastic shock absorber, the sustainer to absorb all the problems of my life, accept it with quietude, accept it gracefully with an understanding I have earned it. Nobody else is responsible. Right? Now, the next point, the advantage of accepting law of karma. Very important. In case I accept the law of karma, then I have an opportunity to take charge of my future. Remember that statement? The present is a product of the past. So what I do in the present with the experience of my past will decide my future. If this is understood, I can now take charge of my future. How? My actions will from now become Shastra Vihita Karma. Thereby, I definitely gain Punya Karma and I increase the possibility of gaining a better place. Think. Now, if I can take care of my future, if I can take charge of my future, then I again become responsible for my better way of living. Is it not? Now, if this is again understood, I will know. What do I know? I know that fate, chance, God, or some evil spirits, they are all not, including God, they are not responsible for my current condition. They will not be responsible for my future also, because they have no role to play. If I am internally strong, external factors cannot disturb me. Think. There are so many people who talk ghost and goes and comes and got into this one. That is because he is allowed. There is nothing called ghost and stuff like that. The point here is, if I am strong, no power on earth can affect me, I can decide my future. Therefore, I take up the right actions from now, because I am the cause for the future. The present is the very cause for my future. Therefore, in the present, I take proper care, both in my attitude and in my action. How do I do that? Through changing, modifying, upgrading, updating the quality and texture of my thoughts. Whenever bad thoughts come, don't get agitated. Remain calm and wait for it to pass. Because it has come, it has to go. Agama apayinaha anityaha. Nothing is permanent. But if you get excited at that time and do wrong actions, actions have got results. Karma, karma phala. But I have that intelligence. I am given that intelligence definitely. Whether I use it or not, whether how much I use it, we don't know. Each one has to decide for himself or herself. But I have an opportunity to stay calm, stay put, stay quiet, stay composed and collected, and allow that to go without disturbing me. I'll give a very interesting example. It is similar to how people sit in Vedanta class. In Vedanta class, with microphone and speakers, when we speak so much of Vedanta, they sit quietly. Nothing happens. Why? They are not there. They are somewhere. Meaning what? I have that ability to switch off myself when I don't want. When bad things come, switch off. Allow it. And once it goes, again work on how I can improvise, I can move forward in my sadhana so that my future is well taken care. Who decides? Me, myself. Is it not? Think. Therefore, all I need to do is remind myself again and again. Again and again. Punah punaha. Remind myself what? I am capable of redesigning my lifestyle. I am capable of redesigning my future. And what I need to do? I need to do it in the present. In case I leave it to luck, in case I leave it to some chance, then it can never be explained. My future also will have to be left to chance and luck. How is it possible? Therefore, I need to work diligently. And that is said in the Shastra as Yogaha Karmasu Kaushalam. And if everybody says, Swamiji, it is my fate. If fate can decide what you have to do, that even dog does. Donkey also. They live with reference to fate only. They don't have any voluntary action. They have no voluntary thinking. They have no intelligent, approach. How are you different from them then? Ahara, Nidra, Bhaya, Maithunancha, Samanyam Yetat Pashubihi Narana. Buddhirhitesham adhiko visheshaha buddhya vihinaha pashubihi samanaha. Are you a pashu? Then leave it to fate. Grass is available. Think. We are intelligent human being. Yes, there are occasions where kama, krodha, shad, vairi takes over. Remain calm. Allow the phase to move. Once it moves, take charge of your own life. You alone are the architect of your life. Therefore, accepting the law of karma will make me help accept my prarabdha karma and utilize this beautiful jivana for reducing the bundle. Think. At the same time, I have a free will to determine and design my future. Nobody else can design. My father made me like this, I am not, otherwise if it was so, then I would have become this. If this had happened, I might have done that. All beautiful explanations given by foolish thinking. Born out of irresponsibility. Therefore, again, take charge. Take charge of your future in such a fashion that I accept the law of karma and act accordingly. Teachings are available. Guidance available. Everything is available. Yet why am I not doing it? I need to check up myself. The last point before I conclude. We can set a moral order in the society through accepting law of karma. How? If my karma alone decides my future, if it is well accepted, then people will also fall in track and work diligently according to the injunctions of our scriptures, our shastras. Otherwise, now see. In particular, the modern youngsters have such questions because they see it in front of them. Don't we also see? The point here is, we see in front of us lot of corruption. Today that's a very big topic, is it not? Politics runs because of that topic. Many people gain out of talking about the topic. And many people talk about it and use that very talk for being more corrupt. Think. Corruption and especially people thriving out of that very corruption. You see it in politics. You see it in business. Nay, you see it even in the police department and judiciary. Unfortunate. It's a publicly known secret that corruption prevails. And the modern youngsters say, whenever you talk to them, you will find, they will tell you this. Oh, Satyakke Kala illa. There is no place for truth in these days. Swamiji, if you have to survive, you have to be with the world. You have to be corrupt, otherwise you can't survive. Sorry. I make a pardon. They may be corrupt. They have to face the music later. Why do you give room for you to suffer later? Prepare a platform so that you don't have to suffer later. Param Puja Gurudev very beautifully said, people are suffering amidst mountain of wealth. Of what use is that wealth? Of what use is so many acquisitions in life? Possessions in life. What do we not have in this life? We have everything except peace of mind. P-E-A-C. And how is our mind? Pieces. Therefore, never think karma is not important. My karma alone is responsible for my own happiness. Out in the world, where the karma is not accepted properly, it appears to be as though survival of the fittest at the external level. But survival of the fittest at the internal level alone can give me that peace of mind which I am anticipating from, which I am expecting from the world. How can it be possible? Subjective peace cannot be given by the objective world. I alone must decide. I alone can decide. Therefore, law of karma is the only answer for eternity, for all problems of life. And you alone are responsible for whatever you are, wherever you are, however you are. Remember, Sanchita, Prarabdha, Agami, again Sanchita. Decide what you want. Accept law of karma. Educate yourself. Modify your thinking. Channelize your mind. Be clear in your seeking and reach the destination. In this life only it is possible. You can, you must, and it is possible. Thank you very much for being with me. It was a very important topic which we discussed. I am sure you will definitely go with it, learn more about it, and remain in the path of sadhana wherein we will reach the highest pinnacle and the very purpose of human life. With this, the talk on the law of karma concludes. Hari Om. I have a small announcement. There are 2-3 announcements. Please be with me for another couple of minutes. We are in a very bad situation. The whole world is into a very unpleasant conditions. We all know. There are 1 or 2 requests. In your own area, in your own street probably, there might be so many people who are looking for food. And why only people? There are so many other Jivarashis who also require food. And now, in the name of quarantining oneself, being within in the house, many people have forgotten that there are other people who depend upon few of us. All we need to do is take care of our own near people around us. If everybody take care of their own surroundings, the nation is taken care. The world is taken care. Therefore, please do some seva. Please do give some food for the animals and for the poor people who have no way to get some money. The daily laborers are really suffering. So, kindly help them. It's a great seva. This is a wonderful punya karma. After listening, I should not connect these two, but in fact it is true. These are all wonderful punya karma. Danam, is a very, very important topic in our Bhagavad Gita, for example. And that Danam is to be given with good attitude. Therefore, with good attitude, please offer. This is one very important request from our side. And about our other important factors about Sadhana Mandira. I am not very sure whether you are aware, we have a website sadhanamandira.com, www.sadhanamandira, single word. You have to write Mandira, not Mandir. If you put Mandir, it will go to one ashram, Swami Ramdas ashram of Uttarakhand. But you have to put it as Sadhana Mandira. Now this particular thing will come to you in Facebook as a link. You can open the link and watch a small tidbits, if you may call it so. There is this Acharya Vani in that, where my Guruji, Pujya Swami Chidanandji, has given beautiful articles. Excellent articles comes into that section, which you may read and learn. Very, very informative, very, very educative. Then you have Buddha Jana Uvacha, quotes by various thinkers. Again, very good for thinking. Third is the Stotrams section, where now about 7 or 8 are there, we will be adding time and again. A Stotram is updated there in 3 languages, Kannada, Sanskrita and English. And there are 2 audio files, one a learning aid, lead and follow, with which you can learn that Stotram. And there is another audio file with which you can chant along and practice. While doing so, if you click here to view, there is one place there. You click there, the Stotram opens. So you can see the Stotram. You don't have to worry that you should have a book. Even the text is available in 3 languages. View the text, listen to the audio, and you can learn at your own pace. Then we have another very wonderful portion called Subhashitam. Wonderful Subhashita, wonderful couplets are given by our great masters. Those are picked up, a few of them, and there is some story attached to it to understand it better. And in fact, both in Stotrams as well as in Subhashitam, you even have the word to word meaning. Understanding is very simple. Therefore, make use of them to encourage yourself to gain the knowledge of our Shastras. We have this events section where our programs will be updated there. Both in the home page there is a scroll, as well as if you go to the event page, the complete details are given in a poster form. Thus, our website will be of very good use for updating yourself with reference to the scriptural learning. There is also one place where it is given as Guru Dakshina. Now for the past 9 days, many of you have been listening to the Shastra. It is a sampradaya that knowledge has to be reciprocated with Guru Dakshina. For your information, it is with this Guru Dakshina we pay our ashram's rent, we pay our salaries, and the ashram maintenance is taken care only through Guru Dakshina. Therefore, you are welcome. And one thing, it is not compulsory, but it is sampradaya. And come forward to take care of us, and we will be here to give the best of us. So, parasparam bhavayantaha shreyaha paramavapsyata. And there in that Guru Dakshina section, we have given 2 bank accounts with the number and the IFSC code. You can add our account as beneficiary and you can directly bank transfer your Guru Dakshina. And the most important, that full section you have to read, where it is given what you are supposed to do after transferring your Guru Dakshina. We have given our WhatsApp number, official WhatsApp number. Please give us your complete details so that we will prepare an official receipt and send it to you. And all donations, Guru Dakshina and donations are exempted under 80G of the income tax department. With that, I thank you for patiently staying with me till now. We will again and again come to discuss on various topics very soon. Please be updated, watch our website, keep watching our Facebook channel, and we will be together further. Thank you. Hari Om. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om.